Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torfey.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torfey.
I'm Reverend Kathy Mastriani on location at a Starbucks and a Safeway in Burlington, Colorado.
And she's producing our program, and we are so forever grateful. I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia, and I'll be doing the readings today.
Hello, I'm Paul Latzel. I'm your musical spirit here for today's service.
And we're so grateful for each one of these individuals for showing up and making this possible. So let's turn within and just give thanks to that creative energy that is everywhere present in this room, present in each person who's watching this right where they are. It's the love, it's the peace, it's the harmony, it's the abundant joy and prosperity and radiant health and abundance. It's everything that's good in this universe. And it's right here, right now, as each and every person who's come forth to be part of this service. I'm so grateful as this service unfolds in all its splendor and glory that it brings to each person exactly what they came to hear. And with the heart full of gratitude, it's so easy now to let go, let God, and allow it to be. And together we say,
And so,
it is.
And so is Paul Lansdale.
And speaking of letting go, voices in my head, babbling unclear. I can't believe anything I hear. Show me where I can say a quiet prayer. Let the silence begin. Go within, go within. Let it all go. Empty my head. Let it all go into a black hole. Let it all go. Rise above. Let it all go back into love. Search my heart. Someone moving in the dark. Oh, who can it be if not me? Shadow boxing with my evil twin, and I take it on the chin. I go within, let it all go. Empty my head, let it all go into a black hole. Let it all go. Bless the stress, let it all go. Take a deep breath, search my heart. Someone moving in the dark. Who can it be if not me? Shadow boxing with my evil twin, and I take it on the chin. I go within, let it all go. Learn to be still, let it all go. My own free will, let it all go. Rise above, let it all go back into love. La da 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 da. Making pieces, tension and release. I tame the beast that go within, let it all go. Inward bound, open the door to higher ground. Let it all go, bless the stress, let it all go. Take a deep breath.
that's great.
Yeah, I like that song.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back for more momentarily.
So, oh, it's me, isn't it?
Yeah,
Will I do that?
I don't know.
Sorry.
No worries.
The purpose of our spiritual community is to be a spiritual community, to be supportive to all those who are seeking support, to practice and live unconditional love, to be non-judgmental and forgiving, to embrace oneness, to join all others who want to co-create a world that works for everyone, all cultures, all races, all sexual orientations, all life. And so it is.
So it is.
Yes. And so we just invite you to like us and check in at Facebook on CSL North Metro. Go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to our contact list to add yourself to our email. You can request prayers there. There's a brand new blog from Reverend Michael out there that just got released. So yay, there's lots more information too. So today's title is Fear, Not Fear. And you've already met our wonderful guest artist, Paul, and I think it's time for Ernestine.
Yes, it is.
Yay! It's my turn. No, hello everyone, everywhere. We usually start with the affirmations, and so I'm just going to wait until they are up on the screen so that you can repeat after me. Okay, first of all, affirmations for the week of May 5th, 2024, written for us by Stephen Anthony. Now, please repeat after me. The invisible divine nourishes my soul eternally.
The invisible divine nurtures my soul eternally.
I am inspired to live my best life in every moment forward.
I am inspired to live my best life in every moment forward.
Every day, my body, soul, and spirit are aligned in perfect harmony.
Every day, my body, soul, and spirit are aligned in perfect harmony.
The life of God unfolds right where I am, here and now.
The life of God unfolds right where I am, here and now.
I connect fully to spirit through the oneness of all life.
I connect fully to spirit through the oneness of all life.
I celebrate God by living a joy-filled life.
I celebrate God by living a joy-filled life.
And together we say,
And so it is.
Okay, our reading today is from the book Elegant Choices, Healing Choices by Marcia Senitar. As we move beyond our fear, we touch our own power. This comes in spurts. Indeed, much power seems to accompany self-acceptance. We then have the strength to make life choices with more potency, without fretting, holding ourselves back, apologizing, or in any other ways doing ourselves in. When we have thought sufficiently through a problem or grown as a person so that fear is not our prime motivator, we realize that our right choices are often easy, unpressured, our goals quite reachable. As one person said, I used to think that the goals I had were impossible dreams. But as I grew in self-esteem and courage, I learned these impossibles were only the goals that others had for me. Another person also spoke of the value of learning to listen to himself. He said that everything he'd ever done well had been accomplished without the voice in his head. That is, without inner criticism or sub-vocalization. When I trusted my inner sense, I have done things I never believed I could do. When we put ourselves under the influence of a courageous, life-giving spirit, then we are able to make decisions that move us away from what I call consensus reality. Consensus reality is the popular wisdom or collective expectations that others have for our lives. This makes it easier to embrace ourselves as we are, validating ourselves as the unique person we are within ourselves. Self-acceptance is a key critical factor in moving beyond fear. And together we say, and so
So it is. Thank you so much.
Yes.
thank you guys.
All right. So we, there he is. Hey, Paul, got something good for us?
I do. And going along with today's title, Fear Not Fear, I'm singing this song called Fearless Love, an adaptation from the great Invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. May light descend on earth with fearless love. Fearless love. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth with fearless love. Fearless love. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men. The purpose which the masters know and serve with fearless love. Fearless love. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells with fearless love. Fearless love. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.
Ah, very well put.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Ah, fearless love. Wouldn't it be wonderful if the whole world was living fearless love,
It would.
just embracing each other, seeing the truth about each other, and not being petty and looking at people's mistakes, or just living in fearless love. And we're talking about fear today. Well, I am. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. We'll see.
That's good. Anyway, fear, it's an interesting thing because it's not an object, not that you can touch. It's just this thing that pops up inside of us once in a while and scares the hell out of us. And it can be over something that hasn't happened, never will happen, and yet we're fearing. It's like paying interest on a loan you don't have. Fear is nothing, although we experience it. I'm not trying to deny people's fears that they've had, but it starts right with religions. Yeah, in order to get close to God, you got to fear, and I just can't think of a loving God wanting us to be fearful of it. It just doesn't make any sense because God is either love or it's not love. There's no in between. That which is not love can't fit in love.
Yes.
Because it can only hold one space. So, what am I to do? What is mine to do? It's to live the best I can in love, and that love will carry me through any fear I might have, because I can always turn to it. As humans, probably all of us have had times where we've been fearful of something. If you haven't had that experience, God bless you. I don't know how you made it this far, but fear has raised its ugly little head a few times in my life. And so we ask ourselves, how do we deal with it? How do you deal with fear? Do you attach to it and empower it? Do you deny it, saying, oh, it's not here. I'm not fearful, but inside you, you're like shaking and fearful. Do you hide from it? You can't hide from it. You can't ignore it until it's all gone, because it's really not there. It's created through our mind and the heart hiding away, saying, you're not ready to embrace me. But all it takes is your attention to embrace the love that is everywhere present. I can remember when I was a kid, I think I had more opportunities to be fearful than just about any other kid. Well, me and my three brothers, because we moved so much, and you're checking into a school every 2 or 3 weeks. That's not too.
I can't even imagine that.
And just the things, being that new kid.
Over and over and over.
It's like, what was that movie? Groundhog.
Oh, yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, that one.
That's what it was like. Anyway, we all have our own experience with fear. We just learn how to deal with it. And also, I was going to tell a story about when I was a kid. So me and my younger brother, this is after we moved out of the trailer and my mother moved to San Francisco. And we had this house near a park. And the park was like built around a hill. So there was this cliff that I thought would be a great idea to climb up it. And my younger brother decided to go with me because he didn't want to get left behind. So we're climbing up it and climbing up it. And just about in the middle of it, I'm thinking, I'm not going to make it. Dan, are you okay? I want to get down. So not only did I have fear, but I got to share it with my little brother. And luckily we made it to the top. But that fear was so immense because I really thought we were dead. I thought, okay, I'm going to let it loose first. I'm going to wipe him out and we're going to both go. And that's what happens in the mind when fear happens. It creates these scenarios. It creates these little episodes that don't exist. They just don't exist. So what's bad about it? It controls us. Fear can control us. And that's not a good thing. Who likes to be controlled, especially from something called fear? And the good news is that there's all kinds of gifts that fear can bring with it.
Mhm.
If you move within, get conscious and aware that something's happening to you that your brain caused, and you don't have to buy into it. You don't have to buy into those thoughts that are going through your mind. So here's some things that I think is good about fear. And it's an indication that there's some place you need to grow and heal. Because sometimes fear gets clicked into your mind and your heart from an experience that you had a long time ago, but you're not relating to that. You're relating to whatever's happening now. And that means that whatever happened then that caused you so much fear wasn't dealt with. It just wore out and you moved on and it's happening again. Because fear loves to repeat itself. I mean, it finds joy in repeating itself. Another gift reveals where we should put our attention. Like in immediate danger. Having something happen that causes fear, and it's real. It's not unwarranted.
Like climbing up that cliff.
Like climbing up that cliff.
That was like immediate danger.
That's right. So the gift is, it's alerting you to get safe, to do whatever it needs to be done. Can deepen our faith and trust. It really can. When you overcome a fear, you're building a trust and a deeper faith in pure spirit, because you had nothing else to depend on. All you had was God. And what a wonderful thing to be able, in the midst of a fearful opportunity, you can turn within and connect to God and know that you're always safe. There's nothing that can hurt, harm, or endanger you, the spirit, the soul of who you are. And that's reassuring. Fear can either motivate you to take an action, or it can motivate you to take inaction. Just sit there, frightened, don't want to do what your heart is telling you to do to get past the fear. And that can, for some people, that can last a lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's not to be taken lightly. I can remember once, the first time I heard this was, of course, at Agape, when I was taking classes at some point in time. One of the teachers said, you got to learn how to love your fear. And I go, huh? What? Love my fear? I don't get it. And it took a long time to get it. But if you can, so what I did to turn it around is I saw fear as a person, that it had a life on its own, and it's like, come over to stay at my house for a night and ends up there a year or a lifetime. That's what fear is like when it comes knocking at your door. And so if I see it as that person, I can invite it out the door, close the door, lock it, and say, thank you. I don't need to see you again. And playing that little game in my head helped, because I can laugh at myself. I can laugh and love the fear for what it is, the opportunity for me to grow. I think of people who've overcome fear and how brave they are, how powerful they become by overcoming the fear. People like soldiers, like firefighters, like anybody that's ever had a threatening disease. All those individuals have an opportunity to grow past their fear. That whatever they're going through, a firefighter on top of a roof not knowing if it's going to cave in or not. But he puts his faith in who he is and what he's giving to the world, and that overcomes any fear, because it only lasts a second, because he doesn't have time for it to last any longer. Just think of Martin Luther King Jr. and all the times he must have felt fear, but he didn't let it stop him, because he had something to do. And indeed he did. He changed the course of a country and the world. And we can do the same thing. We may not change the course of a country or the world, but we'll definitely change the course of our life. And because of fear, he gave us that opportunity to do it. I was in a fearful place when I came to my first spiritual center. It seemed like I wasn't going to make it through anything. It seemed like I was going to lose everything I had. And I felt fearful. And then I come to this place called Agape, and I learn how to embrace the fear. Because if you fight it, it's going to stay. Mm-hmm. It's going to stay with you. If you embrace it, it's not going to have any power. You say, oh, I love your fear. Thank you for giving me this mess I'm in. I know that there's a gift from it. And I thank you. Thank you, fear. I love you. That's one way of approaching it. However you approach it, just know that fear is not real. It has no substance. It's nothing. Mm-hmm. So from the moment that you make friends with the fear, you have changed the course of your life. And I invite you to join us. Oh, before I pass it on, another way of getting rid of fear is call me, Reverend Valerie, and we'll pray with you. That's right. Because prayer, that's right, above everything else I just talked about, changes the energy in a second. Because you've come together where two or more are gathered in the name of God, and there's nothing more powerful than that. Valerie.
Oh. So we got our Science of Mind magazine yesterday for this month, and I opened it up, and Dennis Merritt Jones wrote an article, and one of the things he said that I was really impacted by is fear is a paradox that wraps itself around us until we realize it has no actual power of its own. It is nothing until we make it something by breathing life into it. Mm-hmm. Fear draws 100% of its life force from us. We feel the invisible beast, feed the invisible beast, and keep it alive with our imagination, emotions, and reactive mind, as well as with our inability to remain anchored in the present moment. Wow. So I started thinking about, actually, Reverend Michael suggested I go back to the last Fear to Faith thing that we did. Marcia Sutton, I think that's where we got it from. And it's really interesting the things we choose to be afraid of. It feels so real while it's happening. And I don't think I've been in too many experiences where I'm actually in a life-changing, if I fall, I'll die thing. And just those things that go on in our head are as debilitating, in some ways more debilitating than actual danger. Because when you're in actual danger, you recognize you're in actual danger. And that old thoughts and the old feelings and the old beliefs about ourselves, there's just kind of like this thing that runs, one of the things I wrote down, what will happen if I make a mistake? Well, I know, and I've talked about this before, but I grew up in a household where I believed that I needed to be perfect all of the time. And And it came from things like, no matter what my grades were, I was smarter than that. I was better than that. I could do better than that. And, you know, we, as children, we believe those things. And then as it's really interesting that those things that I believed when I was a little kid, they're still running. And I'm better at recognizing, oh yeah, this is an old track. This is an old belief. This is a thing that I don't need to buy into anymore. And so what will happen if I make a mistake? I make a mistake. If it's something I did or said to hurt somebody, I can apologize. If it's something I did to the car because I was careless, we could get the car fixed. I mean, just on and on. If we're afraid to live our lives because we might make a mistake, then we're going to miss out on the wonder and the joy that this experience can bring us. And like we've all met people who've had a disappointing love and they're afraid to love anymore. And just imagine missing out on all of the relationships that they could have by stepping into that fear and trying again.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about this a lot when I'm in a store and I just kind of smile and say hi to everybody I meet. And I've noticed that they just kind of light up when I do that. And it's just being that open place of I'm ready for however this relationship is going to look. This one's just a second. And if we added a smile to somebody's day in that second, wow, how good is that? And so I go through, what if I make a mistake? What if somebody gets angry at me? What if I fail at something? And when we really look at it, that's just part of the learning. And I think sometimes making the mistake helps us understand better what it is to go forward and how to stand ourselves up and how to be strong. I mean, if I never made a mistake and I was always perfect, that probably would mean I'm not taking any chances and I'm not taking any risks and I'm not really taking advantage of living the life that I have while I'm here. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it's tempting to stay in that safe place and stay in that place where we're really comfortable, and we're really missing out on a lot of what life has to offer when we do that. And I probably never will climb a cliff like you did. That doesn't sound very fun to me. Although I'm sure getting to the top and having survived was very rewarding.
The fear kind of stayed with me for a while.
Did it?
I mean, I was like, oh my God, I made it. But yeah. And it's strange how many of those incidents I've had in my life, similar to that. Fear loves to repeat itself.
So I think a lot of my fears are just self-created because there was always this expectation that I was perfect. And it's so, I haven't been that little kid. I've told this before, but I guess I'll tell it again. We're sitting in a church pew. I'm 7 or 8. And my mother tells me, not only are my brothers watching everything that I do, but their friend's little girl is watching everything I do. So it's really important for me to understand that I'm the role model for all of these people. So here's what I took from it. I need to be perfect because I'm the role model for all these other people, and I can't ever make a mistake. I can look at that as an adult and say how impossible that is, and how I hope I never did that to my kids. And also understand I grabbed that and believed it. And it's still living with me so many years later. And we get to choose to understand we all make mistakes. if we aren't making mistakes, then we're probably not doing anything. And so once we learn to understand, I believe we're here on this planet having this experience to learn and to grow and to become, to really become aware of the truth of our being, that we're absolutely one with God and that we're absolutely loved all of the time. And when we're concerned about judgment and about failure and about, oh, I got to be perfect all the time, then we're just living about half a life. And so it's really important that we step into the failures and step into the actions and the things that we want to do, and not be so afraid of failing that we don't live this life while we're here, because it actually is a really short time that we get. And we're here, in my opinion and in my belief, to make mistakes and learn from them. And it's really okay if we make mistakes, and we get to choose not to have the fear around it. We get to choose to understand that that's coming from our mind, that it's not, our mind likes to keep itself busy by thinking. And so we get to understand that, yeah, just because your mind's thinking it doesn't make it true. Yeah, just because your mind's thinking it doesn't mean you have to listen to it all the time. You have the opportunity to shut it off. Here's what Ernest Holmes has to say about it. Perhaps I am asleep to the greater possibility, if I could only believe that the power which has done all this for me might be able to do a little more. Perhaps it could do something beyond my wildest dreams. Wow. And so if we step out beyond our thoughts and beyond our fears and beyond that little voice that tells us that we make a mistake, St. Augustine says, faith is to believe what you do not see. The reward for this faith is to see what you do believe. So as we begin to realize that we're in control of this thing called our lives, that we can tell the brain, it likes to think, that's its job, that's what it does, but we don't have to listen to everything it thinks. And we don't have to, everything it thinks is not necessarily true. It's just old stuff. And really start beginning to see what we do believe. I think that would just be the most amazing thing, to be able to be free and accepting and open to all of the new opportunities, and to allow ourselves to make mistakes without beating ourselves up over it. You know, if there's an apology that needs to be made, if there's a way that something, but so many of the things that we beat ourselves up for, so many of the little fear things are really nothing. They're just little thoughts that were put in there that say, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, wow, you better not do that because something might happen. And we allow ourselves to be smaller by listening to the things that's going on in the brain. And we're in control of that. We get to say, no, you don't get to control me anymore. I know who I am. I'm a child of God. I'm in this body for such a short amount of time. I'm going to really live it full out. I'm going to know the truth of my being is my oneness with God. The truth of my being is the oneness with everyone and everything around me. And I'm absolutely loved all of the time. And each one of us is absolutely loved all of the time. And I want each one of us to know that for ourselves, to know it for everyone around it, but especially to know it for ourselves right where you are, right in whatever situation is going on, whatever is happening, right where you are loved, right here and right now and all of the time. You want to pray?
Well, I just want to say one more thing.
Okay.
Do you believe we can fear fear?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing, because I bring to mind Roosevelt when he said, "There's nothing to fear except fear itself." And how many times do we get clarity? That's all that's happening. We're fearing fear, and like Reverend Valerie just said, just love. So let us love. Would you do it?
So I just invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath with me. As we just release all the fears and all the thoughts and all the things that hold us back, and just breathe into the oneness, into the knowingness that there is a loving God within each one of us that is always saying yes. That is all that there is. There is absolutely no thing outside of God. And so knowing that, as we breathe in and we breathe in the love of God, and we breathe out all the fear and all the problems and all the concerns, and we recognize the absolute oneness, that right where we are one with God, one with each other, one with all that is. And I know for each one of us, love and peace and truth and harmony and abundance and absolute joy. Joy in all of our thoughts and in all of the things that we do, and oneness, knowing that each one of us is one with all that is. And as we're one, we understand that whatever looks like it's happening on the planet, whatever things are happening, each person is acting out their own thing. And so we can bring our peace and our love and our wholeness to the situation, and just be that space of love,
Yes.
Be that space of peace,
Yes.
Be that space of oneness,
Yes.
and radiate that oneness and that peace and that
All the
truth
time.
out to everyone else all of the time.
Yes.
And as we begin to do that, we put that out, and we are not absorbing the negative energy
Yes.
anymore. We're putting our positive at that. Positive energy is so much more positive than the negative
right.
energy. And as we be that beacon, as we be that truth, as we be that oneness, we are creating that on the planet.
That's right.
And so we send it out all over the earth, all of the places where people are in pain, all of the places where there are wars, all of the places where people are hurting each other, all of the places where people are hungry.
Yeah.
We're sending that energy and that love and that
Amen.
peace out all over the planet.
Oh, yes.
And so in absolute gratitude, I give thanks for this day, for this time together, for everyone who helped us with this service today. I am so grateful to know that each and every one of us is one with the one God, one with each other, one with all that is. And so I am so grateful. I release it, knowing it's already done, knowing that it has to come back.
That's right.
It does not come back void. It comes back absolutely complete and done. And so I release it. I let it go. I allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Aho.
Aho.
Something
Amen.
else. Amen. And woohoo.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Ooh. Don't worry. Be happy. Ain't got a place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy. Ain't got no cash, ain't got no style. Somebody took your smile away. Don't worry. Be happy. Landlord said your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy. Ooh. happy. When you worry, your face will frown. That will bring everybody down. Don't worry. Be happy. Now this is the little song I wrote. Hope you learn it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life, expect some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Had a storm, the lights went out. Lit a candle, no reason to pout. Don't worry. Be happy. Whoa. Don't worry. Be happy.
That's awesome.
I love it. Great song choice. Thank you, Paul.
And you did such a good job of it. I was laughing all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take care of some business, and then we'll get back to Paul.
Yay.
You can take everybody out, Kathy. Thank you. And so we invite you to think about us,
Mm-hmm.
be happy,
Be happy.
and give, because giving is a powerful thing. And if you like what's going on and you enjoyed yourself, don't worry, be happy. Give. That's all we ask. How
So
do they do that?
you get, well, Kathy's got it all up on the screen, just nice and easy. So you can go to use the Venmo code that's up here. You can go to our website. You can use credit card, PayPal. And our address is on the screen. If you're a person that does checks, we take those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah. So we thank you for everyone that helps us do what we love to do.
So put your palms up and see the energy going from your palms into this basket and see the abundance flow everywhere we go,
Yes.
in your life, in our life, in all life, in the life of the spiritual community. And as we do so, simply repeat after me. I'm eternally grateful for this opportunity to live life fully.
I'm eternally grateful for this opportunity to live life fully.
I live it fully.
I live it
I
fully.
give with my heart and my soul.
I give with my heart and my soul.
That which I give goes out and blesses
That which I give goes out and blesses
and comes back blessing multiplied more.
and comes back blessings multiplied more.
For this and so much more,
For this and so much more,
I say thank you.
I say thank
Let
you.
it be.
Let it be.
And so it
And
is.
so it is.
Woo-hoo.
Woohoo.
And it's not one last song for this particular Sunday.
Yes.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains crumble into the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, stand by me. And if fear comes in your life, oh, don't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me.
Yay.
Awesome.
So, anybody got anything they want to share? Ernestine, you always have something to share.
She's saying it for
Well, I could share it now, but I like the part about fear because it's a struggle. It's an opportunity I've had presented to me all my life, and prayer really works for me, and also being in the here and reminding my mind to be here and now. So those
Yeah.
were two things that I enjoyed about the service.
Kathy, how's things at Safeway?
Oh, it's good. I'm getting an opportunity to practice what you're preaching, but that's okay. It's just like, but I loved what you said, Reverend Michael, about learning how to love your fear. I just think that that's a nice, if we can learn to do that, it'll help it just disappear into the nothingness, and we can learn the deeper lesson. But I also
Yeah.
love what Reverend Valerie was saying. I think she was on fire, and it was just fun to hear her pray. It was just,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that
she
was
lifted us all up. So I'm
yeah,
just grateful to
definitely.
be, yes.
Definitely, that magnetism and that power was coming right through you, Valerie.
That's good.
That was
So-
awesome.
We want to bless Kathy and JT on their way to Kansas City because she
Yes.
so lovingly is sitting in a Starbucks and a Safeway in Burlington,
Colorado.
producing our service, and they're on their way to Kansas City where they're moving and the archives is moving, and we're so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's
I just want to say,
blessing me. Go
I
ahead.
just want to say one thing. You demonstrate and practice the principles more than anybody I know.
You do.
You inspire me, Kathy.
You do. Sometimes it just seems so impossible, and you just never waver. You're just there. You're such a wonderful example of how this teaching works.
We're going to miss you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But that's the beauty of virtual. You can be in Burlington, you could be at Unity Village or Bailey, Colorado, and we're all connected in oneness.
That's
We
right.
are. And we're going to miss your physical presence and be glad for your virtual presence. So, and your wonderful friendship. Thank you, Kathy.
Absolutely.
And Kathy's going to be doing the talk next week. So I want you to really, really sign in and support her because it's going to be great.
Hopefully it won't be from a Starbucks. That would have been real interesting.
That's true.
I think of that. There's a show on the Food Channel where this woman has these contestants, and they're competing in the parking lot, like a Safeway or something. And by the end, there's all these people that had contributed food to their their menu are out there cheering them on.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
That's fun. I need to find it. So next week is Mother's Day. And so again, the talk title will be Mothering Ourselves Mindfully, Mom. So I look forward to having folks there as we learn how to love ourselves. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good things are happening.
Yes, they are. And so we invite you to join us on Zoom. The link is down at the bottom. If you miss it there, just go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and the link's right there. And we'd just love to see you on Zoom. And Kathy, we know you're on your way, and we're just so grateful for everything you've done for us. So Thank you. And blessings and safe travels to Kansas City. All right.
So just close your eyes one last time. And together, let us feel that energy of absolute perfect gratitude. That gratitude that nothing can penetrate it, nothing can change it, nothing can take away from us. We're just grateful, so grateful for our lives, for the circumstances that are in our lives, for the friendship,
Yes.
for love, for happiness, for knowing the truth that we are what the world needs right now.
Yes.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the Spirit of the living God guiding me and guiding all who are participating today in the perfect expression of who and what we are. For this and so much more, I say thank you.
Thank
Let
you.
it be, and so it is.
So it
And
is.
so it is.
So it is.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Thank you.
Happy trails. That one very